All right, so let me confirm my audio once again. You can all hear me now. Please let me confirm the last time before I continue. Smith, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
All right. Please help me to chat Mr. Alfred up. Let's know if he's trying to join me. Okay, so I want to welcome us to the second day of training. As we all yesterday, we laid foundation on what data analytics is all about. So we look at different types of data analytics, mentioned descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. And I pointed out different questions that can arise when performing any of those analysis. We also look at different data analytics where we mention Excel. We also mention Python, programming language, which is mostly used for machine learning and data analysis. We also mention R programming, which I also said is one of the programming language which is recommended for machine learning and also for statistical analysis. We also mentioned Tableau, we mentioned Power BI and SQL. So this session, we are starting with one of those tools, which is Microsoft Excel. Instead of us going straight to the advanced aspect of it, I would like us to have a certain foundation on it before we proceed to the intermediate aspect of it we want to start with. So let's start with general introduction to Microsoft Excel. So under the general introduction, we are expected to know what Microsoft Excel is basically used for. We are also going to find out how it's related to the field of data analytics. Why is that application recommended for us? We are also going to find out. So like I was pointing out now, we look at introduction, we look at importance of Microsoft Excel, we look at how to load it. So there are some that we skip actually, because I believe they are too basic. All right, so hope you can hear me. Sorry about that. So I was mentioning what we shall be covering in this particular section. I said we look at general introduction, we look at the importance of Excel and how it relates to the field of data analytics, what it is recommended for us as data analysts as one of our tools which we use in deploying some of those techniques spoke about yesterday in order for us to draw insights and identify pattern trends for a given data sets. We'll also look at the interface, but that will not be a priority. We will not look at data collection. Instead, we will look at data wrangling. That is how to get data from an open source, and then for us to be able to decrypt it in a readable format. Okay, so let's quickly delve into the main aspects. So what is Microsoft Excel? So I don't want to assume. I want us to also have a good value before we start the main analysis aspect. So what is Microsoft Excel? So Microsoft Excel is a popular spreadsheet software used for data analysis. So you can see that this program was actually developed with the mindset of data analysis. It is also used for visualization, and it can also manage data. It offers various features and tools to help users of this application. So when we say spreadsheets, are actually talking about the working environments of Excel. All these various tools that are available for data analysis, they all provide us what we call framework. So this framework is an interface that is embedded across all these data analytics tools. It actually helps us to bring all data aspects in one place so that we can communicate with such a data sets. So there must be a data holder. There must be a platform where you call in your data before you can actually draw those insights from there. And that is what we are referring to as the framework. And I hope my voice is clear enough if somebody is complaining. Are you guys hearing me?
More of echo. It's more of echo.
You said?
I'm barely hear you. It's more of. It's not as clear as yesterday.
Okay, so let me just give me a minute. Let me solve that. Please, whenever you have some, please always speak out. So that's all right. So, like I was saying, I was trying to describe what we refer to as framework. So, every of these tools or any of these tools you want to actually deploy to draw insights, identify pattern, trend, outliers from a given data set. As an analyst, you need a platform that will help you to put the data and other resources together. And that platform is called the framework. So if you are to analyze data with Excel, the question we should be asking ourselves is, which framework are we going to use? So in Excel, the framework we use is what we refer to as the spreadsheets. So the spreadsheet is like a platform that comes with all the necessary functions, and also provide us an interface to handle our data sets. Unlike other ones that have a separate library like Python, you have to consult the functions from another source after installing the framework. But like I said, you have both the functions and the framework in one place. That is why we can, it's just a minute. Okay, so that is a simple way we can define a cell. So we should know that a cell is a spreadsheet software, which means that it provides a very large working environment for handling large data sets. That is why it is recommended for us as data analysts. So the first thing we are going to look at is how do we access it? Of course, once you have installed it, you just search through your search bar, cell. Then once you type ES as the keyword, it should be able to pop up a cell for you. So this is one way you can access it once it has been installed in your computer. You can also access it through an icon on the desktop. That is, if you have created an icon to represent it, you can access it via the icon as well. So this is the spreadsheet, or this is the Microsoft Excel interface we are talking about. So the whole of this part where we have alphabetical label and numerical label together with this vertical and horizontal line and all these boxes put together is what we described as the spreadsheet, which is now acting as the framework, helping us to access functions from its library and also to compute values within the interface. Of course, we have the application title bar where you have some important button for regulating the environment, starting from this for activating and deactivating your ribbons. Sorry about that. So I was talking about the ribbons. So what do we mean by ribbons? That you regulate with this particular icon or command. Ribbons are this tab. Ribbons are these tabs. Your home is a tab. Your insert is also a tab. Page layout is also a tab. Now, these tabs should be seen as different containers of functions. And that is why when you are working with the spreadsheets, it is important you know where some of these instructions or commands that could help you to solve one or two problems are located. So the combination of these tabs, that is the file, the home, the insert, the page layout, the formulas, the data, the review, the view, put together with the respective functions we are accessing each time we select any of them. For example, we are accessing all these functions because we are on home tab. So if I move from home tab to insert tab, and that automatically display different tabs. So if I move from insert to page layout, that will also present different commands. So these commands that they are all presenting as you select each of them, they are called the tabs commands. So together with the tabs and that section that is displaying their command is what we refer to as the ribbon, which this particular icon controls. So if you click on this, for example, you will see three options. The first one says auto hide ribbon. The second one says show tabs. The third one says show tabs and commands. So like I just explained to us now, the commands are what you see on this part once you select a tab. These are the commands. These are the command. So in other words, if I want to turn the whole of the tab and their command off, all I need to do is to click on auto hide. And once you select auto hide, you can see that you can no longer find the tabs, and also you cannot find the commands. So how do we reactivate them? All you need to do is to click on that same the ribbon icon. Then you can decide to show the tabs only without showing the command under them, which means that until you click on any of the tab before you can see the drop down of the functions. And the moment you step out from that section, it collapses back. Now, some of us see that as a kind of wasting of time or making it difficult for you to access command when you are working. So what we do is that instead of just activating the tabs, we will activate the tabs and their command, so that even if you step out from that section, the command will no longer collapse under the tabs. So that is the function of this command, which is still under the application title bar. Now we have this, of course, which is for minimizing. To minimize in computer language means to take away the current window and store it on the taskbar. So the whole of this part I'm navigating at the bottom is known as the taskbar. So all the tasks you are currently performing, all the software you are running, if they are not pinned here, you should be able to access them through the taskbar. So if I click here, it means that temporarily I want to exit from Microsoft's Excel window. And then if I want to bring it back, all I need is to navigate to that same icon. And then when it pops up the application small windows like this, you click on it. So that is the function of this. Now this one, of course, is for restoring and maximizing. All these are computer terms. When you use the word restore, what you are simply saying is that you want to reduce the current window. And then when you use the word maximize, which is the second clicking of that same place, you click to minimize. It means to enlarge the restored interface such that it will cover the entire screen. Now, when you click on this, of course, is for closing the application from this screen, which means that for you to restart it, you have to go through the way we started it for the first time. So the only advice I have for you before you touch this button is to make sure you have saved all your entries before you hit this button. So let me quickly talk about the next section, which is this section where you have your file down to help, file, home, insert, page layout, formula, data, review, view. The whole of that section is referred to as the application tabs bar.
because it harbors all the tabs. And the tabs are like different rooms, different locations within the application where different functions are stored. Now, it is important that when you start working with data on the program working area, you need to know certain functions you access under each of these tabs. It's very important so that you don't waste your time. Now, you notice that as I move from one tab to another, keep seeing different command. The command on this, the property bar keep changing. So which means that whatever you are going to see on this section I am navigating at will never be fixed. It depends on which of this tab you select. Now let's quickly look at the next part, which is this, and it is called the application formula bar. Now, the formula bar is actually divided into two basic functions. The first function is a section which is located by the left-hand side where you can see. Let me see if I can minimize it so that you can see it very well. I believe you can still see it. Now, the whole of this section where you have I5, it is called the range or the argument section. So what do we mean by arguments? Now, we understand that the spreadsheet is a large one with over 1 million, or let's say to be precise, in a single worksheet, we have 1,048,576 rows. So which means that on a single sheet like this, a data analyst can handle 1,048,576 records. That is huge record. Now, on the same single sheet, we can actually manage up to 16,384 headers. So because the alphabet represents headers, while the number represents the rows. Now you can see how large it is. That is why it is important you understand the concept of this part of the formula bar, which is the argument part. So what is the argument in this case? So this is just like you are arguing that where are you within the worksheet? So this place is currently telling us that you are in column I based on where your insertion pointer is right now, or where your cell pointer, which is this ticker box, is. So once you change the position of this, you will notice that the configuration here also changes. So right now it's reading J, which means that your active cell is in column J. And when you trace it to the row, is in what? Row 5. Then if I change it to another, if I locate this active cell to this, the configuration of my argument have also changed from J5 to K5. So we need to understand this logic, because it is through this logic that we will be able to construct a cell query formula. That is, certain functions that are not built in a cell that you as a user, you construct in order to perform certain calculation. For example, you can have a value like 900 here, and then you can have another value like 800 here. Now, until you understand the concept, of argument, it will be difficult for you to know how to write a set query formula to sum up these two values for you. So with that understanding of the argument, if I am asked to output the result, let's say here or here, all I need to do, if I want to go basic, I can simply type equals to, and then once I type equals to, and then once I type equals to is a cell basic rule for entering formula. So whenever you want to enter or construct formula, being it inbuilt function, it is the standard you must start by entering equal sign. Now, after that, I can now write the function, which is, let's say, sum, which means I want to sum up these two values. So once I type the function name and it brings out a list of inbuilt function, if the one you are looking for is listed among the dropdown, you don't need to type Shift and 9 to open the bracket. All you need is just to double click on it, and then it will open the bracket for you. Then after that, you have to call the argument. So this is where I'm actually going. Now, you have just activated a function called sum. And the basic function of that function is to add numbers in a cell range. That is, we have this in what? J4, and then we have 900 in J5. So how do I sum the number in this range? All I need to do is to highlight all of them, and then you can see Excel has automatically computed the arguments. So what is the argument in this case? The argument is that the values you want to sum up, they are in cell J4, 2. That column means what? 2. They are in cell J4 to cell J6. So you might not need to close the bracket manually. Excel will help you to do that. Just hit your enter button and you get your results. All right, so I think with that you understand the concept of the arguments. I hope we are following this. So let me get a response to know if we are following before I continue. Are we following? Can anybody respond to my question so that I can continue, please? Are we following?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Okay, so I was just using this to explain what I meant by argument. So this section is the one that updates us on the argument. That's what the range where you are within the spreadsheet. Now, the formula bar still has another part, which is this section I am navigating out, that is currently telling me that the value in this cell that I am selecting is a calculated value. How do I know that is a calculated value? Because as soon as I select it, you can see that instead of it showing me the actual value in that cell, it's showing me the formula that was used to compute it. So if you are given any Excel sheet where some values must have been computed, and once you select a value and you see a formula like this, it suggests that that value is a calculated value. It is not direct entry value. Now, if I select 900, it's not going to show me any value outside what exactly is in that cell. Now, that tells me that this was typed directly into that cell. It was not calculated. If I click here, the same thing. But if I click here, it's showing me the formula that was used to calculate it. So which means that the second part of the formula bar is responsible for showing us the content in a cell. either the formula that was used or the actual value in it. So as a user of this application, you need to understand how this particular section works because it is very important. Now, let me also show us how you can actually turn it off and turn it on, because there might be some time whereby you turn it off for certain reasons. That is, you don't want to give people room to manipulate certain parts of what you have done. So what you do is you can turn it off, and to turn it off, you simply go to view. And when you get to view, you can turn it off from here. This is what is controlling the whole of this part. So if I click here now, I can no longer find the formula bar. So in case you mistakenly remove it, this is where to reactivate it. So another thing I want to also show us that you can actually control, that is, you can either allow it to be active or deactivate it, is the grid lines. So what do we mean by the grid lines? The grid lines are the vertical and the horizontal line that are on the spreadsheet. Now, there are reasons why Excel program those grid lines, because this program is for analyzing data. And when you are analyzing data, your data are meant to be structured most time in 2 dimensions. The 2 dimension means what? Y-axis, which is the vertical axis, and the S-axis, which is the horizontal axis. So our data set or data frame are usually structured in 2 dimensions, which we call table. Now, that helps us to break down our information. That is why Excel has already programmed the spreadsheet in this structure. Now, if, for example, you want to convert a particular sheet just to write your notes, maybe your findings, your observation, instead of you going to PowerPoint, you want to convert the whole of this sheet for outlining your analysis questions and also probably to present your observation or your conclusion. So it will not be nice that you have the grid line activated if it is for that purpose. So how do we turn them off? That is when you also come to the same view and then you click on grid. So once you select grid, automatically you can no longer find the vertical line and the horizontal line. Now, somebody will still be given an impression that this is still a cell environment. How do I know? Because the person will see the ABCD, which tells the person that what? This is a spreadsheet. So how do you turn off this, the column label and the row label? You can also achieve that by turning off this heading. So once you click here, automatically the environment look like Microsoft Word, and it is now like a plain sheet whereby you can start writing whatever you are writing. So you can write all your questions here. So that is one of the advantage of turning off this feature. But if that is not for the purpose, you can allow them to be active. Is that clear? Please let me get a response before I continue.
It is crystal.
Okay.
Crystal.
All right. You have question, Mr. Alfred? Okay, I thought I have question. Okay.
Any question?
Okay. All right, so let me continue. Now, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to give us a background before we go into data wrangling. So I just want to use the first 1 hour to do this and the second hour to probably go into data wrangling. Now, so we need to understand the spreadsheet. So with what I have explained so far, I want to believe that we now have an understanding of what the formula bar is designed to do. But let me also show us one very quick thing you can actually do through the formula bar before I step out from that section. This FS that you are seeing, some of us sometimes we don't really know what it does. So this FS means what? Insert function. So there are some of these functions that has already been created within the spreadsheet that you can just import or insert and pass in the input or the parameter for your desired calculation. So for example, if I want to add all these three values together, and I don't want to type the function the way I typed it initially manually, I can simply click on the FS and that will pop up what? The list of these functions. So the next thing I'm going to do is to search for the function I want to use. So we want to use the sum function. I will just simply click on it and that will open up this dialog box. So from this dialog box, all I need to do is to supply the arguments. Remember, we just talked about argument. That is what? The cell range with the values you want to add up. So I will just click here, this icon, and call this. So I have already called that cell value, which is what? J4. So I'll click on this next one and call this value and also click here. I have also called the next value. Then I still have the third value to call. So I'll click here and then click here and then click here. Then you notice that you have called all the value and is also displaying the values in those cells that you have selected. Okay, so you can see, so the moment you have utilized the last one, it will automatically create additional cell for you to call the next number. So once you have called all the required number, all you need to do is to click OK. And once you click OK, it will output the result. So this is another short way or another method you can use to quickly access function. So just for us to know what is the role of this SFS. And then if you are to compute it manually, this is what you will have computed, which means you will just simply type equals to sum, then G4, G5, G6, and then you press enter. That will also give you the value. I believe that is clear. All right. Do we have any question? Okay, so if there's no question, how many of us are joining with laptop? How many of us are actually joining with laptop? I believe everybody will have joined with laptop.
Yeah, hello, sir. I'm using laptop.
Yeah, you are using laptop. Okay, so I have enabled you to share. So share your screen, write, compute these three numbers, and then let me see how you can actually sum them up with the FS. Then everybody, you can be doing the same thing. And I could just come to your screen. Hope you know how to share.
I didn't get it. I should share what?
Share your screen, open a cell, and perform this simple calculation I just did now. Everybody should be doing that. I may come to your screen just to confirm if you have really understood what I've explained. Did you get me now?
Yes, I don't know how to share screen with laptop.
Okay, good. So thank God that I asked this question. So let's teach you how to share screen. Now,
Okay,
you can see audio, right? Where you have that the Zoom, there is a panel, there is a Zoom panel somewhere under.
yes.
Where you have audio, where you have video. Can you find that? Can you locate that? Miss Mercy, I'm talking to you.
Yes.
Okay, now if you can see audio, you can see video.
Yes, I found it.
Eh?
Yes.
Okay, just be telling me.
Yes, I can see them.
Okay, so just be calling the
Okay,
item.
after video participants. We have participants. I have the chat, then React, share,
Good. Just
AI
stop there. Just stop
companion,
there. Just
app,
stop there.
and
Now, that share, click on that share button. Click on the share
okay.
button.
Okay, I've clicked on
Have you selected it? So let me stop my own so that I can see yours.
it.
Have you clicked on the share button? Mercy, please
Screen.
respond. Have you selected it?
Yes, sir. Yes, I've selected.
Okay, good. Now, I think your screen is coming up. Just hold on. Just hold on. Good. Now we can see your screen now.
Okay.
We can see your screen. Now open Excel.
Okay.
Open Excel quickly. We are all learning from you right now. Open Excel. Is every other person should be doing the same thing. I will come on you once I'm done with her. Miss Franca, hope you are also joining with laptop.
So,
Yes.
Okay, so get ready to share your
hello,
screen. Get ready to share
hello,
your. Yeah, I'm with you.
sir. Is
Yes, I'm still seeing your screen. Just
okay, sir.
type 800 in the cell. The following cell, type 900. The following cell, type 1,700. We are watching you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
$700. Yeah.
Have you done that? Your network is a bit slow. I'm here to see your value. I'm only seeing 8.
I see that.
Okay, I think I can see your values now. I can see your values now.
Okay, sir.
Now, I want you to add all the values together under 700 using the insert function method. Using the insert function method, I want you to add all those values together quickly. Yes, that is where you are to display your results. Okay.
I thought I should use the sum function.
Yes, click on it. Click on it. That is what I want you to use. Just click. Good. I know you know the other method. I just wanted to confirm this method. This is where I also come on you once.
So what next, sir?
Now, you have to add all the values. Add 800. You saw the way I was selecting my values. Add 800, 900. No, that is not where to select it. Click on that up icon. That icon, good. Click on it. Now, select 800 now. Select 800. Click on the cell where you have 800. Good. Now,
yeah, click on.
Yeah, click on that icon again. The icon is now facing down.
Click.
Now go back to it. Where you have function argument by your right. By your right. The icon is facing down now. Click on it to expand it. To expand the function argument.
Okay.
No, you have not gotten it. That is not what I'm asking to do. I don't know if your network is slow.
Why is it? Okay. I didn't get it.
Please, can you cancel it and start all over? I don't know if that is not what I want you to do. You have missed it. Can you cancel it?
Sir.
No, cancel it. Clear the good.
No, I'm starting afresh.
Yes. Sorry, I think your network is is a bit behind than mine. That is why. Okay, oh yeah, click now.
Okay.
Let's go. Let
Started.
us go. Let us go. Let us go. I told us that I will teach and we will work together. We are in this journey together. Oh yeah, click. Like network.
Well,
Are you with me?
yes,
Okay. Sorry, it was my network. Just hold on. I'm here to see your screen again. Just hold on. I think it's booting.
let me start off.
I'm here to see your screen. Just hold on.
Okay,
Okay,
boss.
I
Okay.
can see your screen now. Okay, let's start. Okay, oh yeah, click
Okay,
on
let me start. Okay.
yeah, click on the insert function now.
Okay, so
Now,
then come
yeah,
back here
click on
again.
now. Hold on. Where you have that
Okay.
icon, you are going
Okay.
to click now in order to call the value in cell H3.
Okay.
Once you have called the value,
Yes.
it will now be facing down instead of facing up. Oh yeah, click on it now. Click
Oh,
on it now.
okay.
Click on
So I
the
should
icon.
on
Click on the
800.
icon. No, click on the icon. I don't know whether
I'm
my
clicking
network
on it.
is also behind. Click on the icon. The
Which
icon in that
icon is
number one by your right hand side. The arrow, that upload icon. Click on it. Yes. Others, I hope you are watching. Good. Now, click on it. Click on
okay?
it. Now, go and select 800. Select 800. Click on 800. Now, go back to that
Okay.
icon.
Then
Go
I'll
back
come back
and click
again.
on the icon. Go back and click on the icon. Click on the icon. It's facing down now. Click.
Okay. Yeah.
Good. Oh yeah, select the next one. The next
Okay.
one. Then click on 900.
900.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
no. Mercy, you are making a mistake. You are computing all of them in one cell. See, once you have used the first one,
Okay.
it will give you number 2. It is the up arrow for number 2 you are supposed to click, not to compute all of them in one place. Or you clean those ones and start again, because I want to make sure that you get it.
Oh.
Clear everything from there and go back and start from 800. Please, quickly.
Okay. Then 800. So should I still click on
No, Mercy, can you see number 2? Can you see number 2?
Yes.
That is where you should click now.
Yes. Okay, number 2 here.
Yes. Then you call the argument of that, call 900.
Okay.
Then go back to the icon.
900. Okay.
Now you see number 3.
Okay, I understand
So
now.
click on
Then,
number 3.
yes. Okay,
So
then
keep
number
going.
4.
Now, once you
Okay.
have collected all the numbers, then click OK. Click OK. Click OK. Click OK. You have selected all the numbers. Click OK.
Yeah.
No, you see, the
Yes.
mistake is from the
I've done
beginning.
that, sir.
Delete that. See, the
Yes.
mistake is from the beginning. You were adding them in one set before you got it right. So
Yes. Let me just
so
do this
just
one.
quickly do it now. Just quickly do it. I don't want to tell you anything. No,
Sorry.
you need to do this one by yourself.
Yes. Why is the function not coming up?
Click on 8.
Okay.
Click on 800 now, madam. Go back.
Yes.
I said I don't want to talk before.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. 700. Okay. Now click OK.
Yeah, because see where did it come there?
Depend on where you selected while
That
you were
was
doing.
where my
Okay, now click on that. Now stop your
that
sharing
was
now. Let
there.
me access another person. Stop your sharing. That same place you click on share, you should be
Okay,
seeing
sir.
stop now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
God. At least you now know
Yes,
how
I've
to
stopped
share,
it.
and you also know how to unshare now. All right. Now, Mrs. Oye, please, can you share your screen? Quickly, quickly. Mr. Alfred, I'm here to confirm if you are joining with your laptop so that I can also give you your own tasks. Mrs. Oye, if you can hear me, please kindly share your screen. Then I'll tell
Yes, I'm joining with my laptop.
you. Okay, so I think she's not hearing me. So share your screen, sir. Share your screen. Share your screen. If you don't know how to share your screen, also let me know so that I can put you through. Share your screen, sir. Okay, your screen is coming up now. All right, now open your Excel quickly. We are on you now. We are on you. Open a new Excel sheet. Hope your Excel has not expired. This one that just click on new, click on new, click on that new. Let me see what you have there. So click on new. Good. Select it. Good. Perfect. Now I want you to compute 3 random numbers. Choose the number yourself. 3 random numbers. Let's say 900, 800, 1000. Oh yeah, quickly. You should have stolen some idea from Mrs. Messi. So I don't want your own to take more than 2 minutes. Oh yeah, your screen is coming up now. Okay. Mr. Alfred, I'm on you now. So Mr. Alfred, I want you to add those values together and let the result appear under 1000 using the insert function method. So what Ms. Messi was doing now, quickly. Perfect. All right. What is happening? Okay. Can you move it away so that you can see your values? Where is your argument function? You canceled it. Oga, no. Cancel it and start again, please. Take it gradually. Now place your active cell under 1000. You shouldn't place it on top of any value you are here to add up. It should be on empty cell. Good. Oh yeah, go for the function. Please, when anybody is performing a task, others should learn so that when it comes to your turn, you don't waste time. Click OK, sir. No, click, no. You are making a mistake. That is not the one you are to call. Clear whatever you have there. Start again, please. Clear whatever you have in number 1. Oh yeah, start all over. Now hold on. Good. Oh yeah, pick. No. Hold on. You are working smart as if you know what to do. But hold on, you are making mistake. Now look up. Where you have number 1, click on the arrow beside it. Click on the arrow. No. Good. No. Yeah, click. Now touch 800. Click on 800. Good. Now go back to that arrow. Go and click on that arrow again. Click. Now, number 2, click on the arrow. No, number 2. Yes. Click on that arrow. Now, click on 900. 900. Thank God I did not assume. I thought this is not an issue. Click on 900, sir. Now, click on the arrow again. Click on the arrow again. Okay, number 3, click on the arrow. The next, number 3, click on the arrow. Then select 1000. Now click on the arrow again. Now click OK because you no longer have number to add up. You have selected all the number. Perfect. Thank God for Mr. Alfred. Now, Mr. Alfred, please unshare your screen. Let me go to Mrs. Oye quickly. Mr. Oye, please, let's see your screen if you are joining with laptop as well. Quickly. Please, we have to practice you after the class. Most of the tasks, you have to keep practicing them. That is the only way they can actually stick to your memory. Okay, Mr. Oye, your screen is coming up. Once I can see it, I will let you know. Okay, so I can see your screen now. So here I can see your screen. Okay, you have already computed your number. Good. Okay. Let's go there. Oh yeah. We are waiting. Click OK. You have selected the sum function. Click OK. Hope nothing is covering your screen. Click OK. Good. Just hold on. Except you have gotten it from those people I will show you. Now, okay. You have already picked the first value. Okay, perfect. I think my network was a little bit behind. Okay, so thank you.
Treat it like a pro.
Now you can unshare your screen. Perfect. So you can unshare your screen so that I can continue. Thank you. All right. So we are in this journey together. So don't think that you just be listening to me. We're working together. All right. So I was only trying to explain. Thank God I did not assume. So you can always take advantage of that to insert functions, depending. So if you want to find the average of numbers as well, you can come here, instead of sum, just select what? Average, and click OK. Then call those values. Click here, then click again, select. So I want to find the average of these numbers that I am selecting. I want to find their average. Once I am done calling the numbers from their respective cell, I click OK. So this is the average. So you can go on and on. So your first assignment is to go back there and exploit other functions. We have a lot of them here. We have counts, you have mass, you have sign, you have a payment function. So you may not be able to understand payment function, but at least you have some ifs. So just play around the ones you can use. Now, let me also show us that there are different categories of functions. These ones that you are seeing here, they are the most recent use. You can go to financial function, and that will give you a whole lot of function. So it depends on the category of function you select. Under math and trigonometry, you have access to this. So there are different categories of functions here that you can actually use, depending if you have knowledge of those functions. Okay, so that is how to work with this icon that is also located on the formula bar that we are explaining. Okay, so quickly, let me also talk about the worksheet for a moment. So the worksheet is an electronic working space in a cell that is made up of different components. So we are going to quickly identify these components and their basic roles. So what are the components that come together to form the worksheet? which is now acting as the framework that is going to hold our data set for us to analyze. So let me start with the first component, which is the column. So all these alphabetical labels, they are called columns. Professionally, we refer to them as headers or features. So now, let's look at what is a data frame, because this is data analysis class. So let me not just take it based on the general purpose explanation. Let me explain it in alignment with this field called data analysis. Now, what we call data sets. Data sets is simply the combination of data objects, which is the same thing as data headers, and the series, which is the same thing as the record, and is a two-dimensional structure. Now, which means that if you are to collect any data set, you are going to start by outlining the headers. For example, I could just say this is for my customer names. So all the names of my customers will be imputed here. Then followed by probably the agenda, followed by date of transaction, followed by quantity, then followed by rates. And then let's say we want to have total here. Now let me quickly compute some value. Let's say I have Prosper here, and then I press enter so that it will go to the next cell. I have a logo here. I press enter so that it will go to the next cell. Let's say I have Peter here. So let me just work with this simple data structure. And then Prosper is male, and then Eloho is male. Now, Excel have what we call autofill. Autofill is a cell memory section that recognize what you have typed before. And then when you try typing it, once you type the first letter, it will call it out for you. So you don't have to type it in full. So this one is also male. All right, so I'm indirectly using this to explain the aspects of data collection that I mentioned in my slide. You can see it now. I think there's a place where I said data collection. Data collection, that's number 5. So I'm just using this simple example to actually explain that. So date is a reserved word in your computer, which means that it's already programmed in your system memory. So in the case of date, I can just assume this date, 2025. Then there is what we call autofill. Autofill is where you are using the current value to compute the other values. In this case, I have computed dates. So if I click on this dotted edge and I drag it, it means that I have used the first value to generate what? Other value. Now, but something happens here. It changes instead of giving me the same thing because it's a reserved word. Here I have 3, here I have 4 because it's a reserved word. Then let's say here we have 20 quantity, we have 30, and then we have this. And then here, the rate, how much an item will cost the customer, that is per 1. So let's say we have something like this, 600, and then total. Now, I talked about a query formula the other time. You saw the way you just brought out the sum. That sum that you inserted is an inbuilt formula. It is a formula that has been programmed in Excel worksheets. So what you did is that you just reference it. You just invoked it. But there are situations whereby those input functions may not be able to handle the kind of calculation we want to perform. In this case now, I am asked to calculate the total. So what we are simply saying is that a customer called Prosper may, this date, wants to buy a product. So you can see we did not have a product. So this is a good mistake. So let's see how we can actually correct the mistake we have made. And what is the mistake? We are supposed to add product column, and the product column is to come after customer name. Okay, let it come after date, in between date and quantity. That is where we ought to have our product list, but we omitted it. So how do we fix this kind of mistake in Excel? The first thing you need to do is to identify the current label that is occupying the position of the one you omitted. So based on what I just explained now, it means that quantity is the one that is currently occupying where we ought to have typed our product. So once you identify it, that very one, you click on the letter, the alphabet representing it. But once you click on it, Excel will automatically select the entire column. The reason why you have to select it instead of you selecting it like this, because we want the whole of this to move to the right hand side and end up giving us an additional space for us to accommodate the product name. So once you have selected the label, the alphabet representing the entire column, you go to your home tab. So from your home tab, you come to this cell section. You can see part of the groups you have under the home tab. You come to the cell section. You go to insert. From insert, you need to identify what element you want to insert. Now remember, we want to add a column. So I'll click on what? Insert column. And that will automatically add an additional what? Column. So what I need to do is just to go there and type product name. Now I can impute my product. Let's say the first product is printer. The second product is CPU. Let's say the third one is mouse. So now I want to calculate the total, or I want to calculate the cost of the customer buying 20 printer at the rate of 5,000 per one. So instead of me using that formula that we use, we cannot even use that formula. So we have to construct a set query formula. And to write query formula, you have to start by writing equal sign. After that, you now reference the argument. That's what the cell are housing the values you want to multiply. So I'll start by selecting 20, and that has automatically referenced or created the argument to be what? E2. Then I will impute my operator. Operator in Excel, they are sign or they are symbol which we use in joining our argument when we are writing query formula. In other words, query formula are formula we use in taxing Excel to do something for us. So in this case, we are writing this function to tell Excel to calculate the total. And that is why Excel is asking us, okay, you need to tell me the cell with the value so that we know what to do with it. So I will impute my times, and then the next thing I will do is to reference the next cell, which is the value under rate. And then once I've done that, I will click outside, or you press enter. Or you press enter, then I think there's an error there, so let me just clear it and quickly do it. So you click here, impute your times, and then click here, then press enter. So you get the value. Now you can quickly double click on the dotted edge to fill up the rest. So which means that you have automatically calculated the rest value with the function you computed in the first cell. So that is what we mean by what? Autofilling in a cell. I believe that is clear. Please, can I get a response?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
All right. So now if I am asked, let's assume you are asked to calculate the total of this value in another cell, in another sheet. Let's say this is your data sheet. Let's assume this is your data sheet. And then you have another sheet like this. And this is where you are doing the summarization. This is where you are like analyzing. This is where you are calculating. So this is just like an admin page that helps you to monitor the performance of your business. So let me name this analysis sheets. And then here we have a description here that says what? Total sales. We have total sales. So when you have this kind of issue, you simply trace the line to the column section where you have the alphabet and double click. It will automatically adjust the width of the column. Now, we want to output the total here. So the total you want to output here are the values that you have here. So you want to sum up all these values and you want their total to appear here. So the data entry, or let's say your sales rep, is busy what? Updating your sales inventory. You as an admin, when you come, you go to your analysis sheet and then you get the update of the total. So let's say we want to compute that. So I will go to my analysis sheet. Let's wait for Mr. Alfred to join. I think he's having network issue. Let's give him a few minutes. Okay, Mrs. Oye, you were asking a question. I don't know if I've answered you.
No.
Is it
I'm
this
not talking
particular
about the
insert?
formula effects.
What exactly are you doing? Is it the previous task or this very one I'm doing? I don't know if you can hear me. Mrs. Oye, please be fast with the
No.
so that we can move
Hear me.
forward.
Hear me. Let's go on. Let's go on.
Okay, all
Let's
right.
go on. I'm clear now. Don't.
All right, thank you. So we are trying to do a simple analysis, and I want to also use this to show us a concept. Now, because it is not every time you'll be asked to perform your calculation in the same sheet. So sometimes you have a different sheet where you are entering your value, and then you have another sheet where you are performing the summary. So like what we want to achieve, like I was saying, is that let's say the entry personnel will continue. This is an inventory whereby he or she will continue entering more values. So as he or she continue to update this sheet will be updating automatically. So the business owner can come here and be able to know the status of his or her business. So how do we do that? We go to the sheet where you actually want to output the results. And then you compute your function, SUM in this case, so that you can easily achieve your aim. Because if you have to go by a certain function, sometimes it might take a long time. So just depend on this and then switch back to the values you want to sum up. They are not in this particular sheet. They are in another sheet, which is labeled what? Data. So once I have activated my function, I have to switch to where I have the value and call all the cells range. So what I'm going to do right now is to quickly switch to data and then highlight from here. Then hold down the Control and Shift and then press the down arrow button and then that will automatically select all the value. But I will not stop here actually. Why? Because if I stop here, if by tomorrow they impute more value, those values will not be updated in my analysis sheets, because as at the time I was constructing, or I am constructing the function, I indicated that the value that should be summed up should range from here to this. So if I want to give room for future entry, all I have to do is to hold down the control button and the shift button, and then hit the down arrow button again, and that will select the entire cells in that particular column. And then once I hit my enter, it will output the value here. So which means that if, for example, by tomorrow they update this record, by tomorrow they update this record by adding, maybe this is our tomorrow customer, make more sales. So let's say Rita. Rita is female. Then let's just undo fill to get it. Then probably maybe Rita is buying flash drive. Quantity, let's say 90 pieces. Then at the rate of 8,000. Now, the formula I used did not reflect here, so I have to what? Or to fill this one to get the calculation. Then I save. Oh, we have not even saved since. So now if I go back to my summary sheet, you will notice that it must have added this value to the initial total we were having. So you can see that the value has changed. Any question? Any question? Do we have any question?
Yes.
So what is your question?
Please, can we repeat that again from the other sheet that is under the analysis sheet?
Okay, this
Because I'm
particular
trying
sheet,
to,
right?
I'm
How
trying
I
to,
got this value.
Exactly,
yes,
that was the same question.
So you also wanted to ask the question before. God had butter your bread, no problem. Okay, let's take it again. This will actually be where we will stop today, but let's see. So what we are trying to do is that we are trying to build an analysis system. Somebody is still talking. So we are trying to build an analysis system that I think Mr. Alfred is still having network issue. Okay, so let me just take it again, and then we will stop here today, and then we'll continue from there in our next class. Now, what we're trying to do is that we want a situation whereby as they continue to update this sales inventory, once a value is received under total, it should sum up all the values we have here and display it here. So what I did is that I started by entry equals to here, because this is where I want to output the results. Then I type sum function, because I am summing everything in that column. And I completed the function. So the next thing I did is the function is asking me for the numbers to sum up. And I know that the numbers are not in this sheet. So I have to reference the sheet where I have the number by just switching to this sheet and calling all the values here. So what I did is that instead of me just highlighting them like this, which means that if I stop here, if by tomorrow they update this record, it will not reflect in my analysis sheet. So what I did is to hold down the control button together with the shift button and press the down arrow button, and that will now select the whole of the cells in that particular column. Now, and I hit enter here. You don't have to go to analysis sheet before you press enter. Once you have called the whole cells range, you press enter, and then it will output the answer here. Is that clear now?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to use the remaining time to perform some classwork. So everybody, well, I want to start with, so the same thing, you are going to compute this data. You are going to compute this data in one sheet. So you're going to create two different sheets, compute this in one sheet, then label the sheet the way I labeled mine. Then after that, you come to this sheet and perform this calculation. And that will bring us to the end of this section. So, but before that, let me stop my sharing. I will stay on the, who should I start with now? Let me start with Mrs. Onye. So just snap the record now. Everybody snap the sheet now so that you know what to compute, because I'm going to leave my screen now. Once you have snapped, let me know so that I can stop sharing and allow someone to share. Can I unshare now? Can I unshare now? Can you hear me? Let's be fast so that we can close, if possible, before 10. Okay, let me start with Mrs. Winye. While Mrs. Winye is doing her own, I want every other person to be doing the same thing so that we can save our time. So once I come to your screen, you will just show me what we have done. So right now, I'm on the Mrs. Winye's screen. Okay. Okay. Autofill for the rest. Autofill. All right. Or yeah, go to the analysis sheet. Let's see how you can summarize the values there. I hope every other person is doing the same thing so that we can close on time. Okay, thank you. So here you have done well. So you can unshare now. Let's go to Mrs. Nessie. Okay, you are still doing it. I thought seen your result before. Make sure you cover all the cells in that column so that it can update future entry. Don't stop there. Continue with your selection. Select everything. No. Hold down. No, don't do it manually. Just hold down the control and shift. Press the down arrow button twice to select everything. Hold down the control button and shift the down arrow button twice. Good. Press enter. Press enter. Press enter. Press enter. Nice one. Nice one. Now make sure you save your work. So you try it again later, please. Before the next class, all these tasks, please, we have to revisit them because I will find out again probably in our next class to show to make sure that we actually understand it. Now you can unshare your screen. Let's quickly look at the next person's screen and see what he or she has done. Miss Mercy, please share your screen now. Mr. Alfred, I believe you are doing the same thing quickly so that we can close, if possible, before 10. Mrs. Oye, you can share your screen now, please. You can share your screen. Thank you. Okay, so we are coming.
That.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I think my
offline. Are they
the network is a bit behind than you guys. That is why. Okay. This is we are on Mrs. Mercy screen. It's still computing record for gender. Okay, so Mr. Alfred, I hope you are also doing the same thing so that once we come on you, not waste time. Just replicate what Mrs. Mercy is doing right now. Right, we are still on the Mercy's screen.
Mr. Prosper, can you hear me?
Yeah, with you.
Okay, please, as she's computing, here now, under quantity and rates, then total.
Yes, right.
Is there any way we can, that is, after this record now, maybe as we are imputing a fresh record, after the quantity and rate, the total will automatically add up. We can do the column to be adding up immediately after imputing quantity and rate. Can we do it like that? It will be a formula column, the total.
Yes.
How do we do that, please?
So most time it is the program intelligence that's supposed to be updating that for you. You understand? So you are not supposed to be doing it manually. It depends on the level of intelligence of your sheet. So as you continue the entry, after some time, it will capture it. After some time.
So we cannot do it with the first row. When we are computing the first row, we do it in such a way that the column, that column will now be a formula column. As you are imputing quantity and rate, it will just update the total on its own.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying now. That is based on the intelligence on the sheets. It does that at times, actually, but most time when it doesn't, you have to do it manually.
So you cannot set it up automatically. It's not possible.
No, the possibility here is for you to fill it. Now, let me just quickly, let me just okay, let Miss Mercy just finish her own task, and then I will just show you what. Let's just wait for her so that we don't interrupt her.
Okay, because what we are using now is autofill.
Yes.
So I just wanted to know if we can, aside from the autofill, as we are inputting new records.
I'll tell you what you can do. I'll tell you what you can do.
Calling you tonight.
Mr. Alfred, hope you are working on yours so that we can close as soon as possible.
Hello.
Yeah, we are with you. We are with you.
Hello.
We are with you. You are not alone.
Okay, this is where I am now. That second sheet now, eh? This place I have this thing now. I've forgotten what to do again.
We are activate the function equals to sum. Equals to sum.
Okay, sir. Sorry.
Then complete it. Now go back to your data sheet. Yes.
Okay, sir.
And click on that first value. Then hold down the control and shift and press down arrow button. Hold down the control and shift and press down arrow button. Hold down the
I should hold on control
and shift.
And shift.
Button.
Wait, no. Okay, then
press down the down arrow button. That arrow button that is facing down. Press it.
Okay.
Press again.
Yes,
press
sir.
again. Press again.
Yeah, press it.
Good. Oh, yeah, press enter. Press enter. Press enter. Don't go up. Press enter.
Okay. Yeah, I've done that.
So
it's there.
Okay, now we have seen it. Now,
I've gotten it.
Yeah. So please make sure you do it again probably tomorrow. Don't wait till Friday before you practice. So practice like tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Thursday you practice so that.
Okay, sir.
Oh, Mr. Alfred has gone.
Okay, sir.
So, Mr. Alfred, if we don't get to you, probably I know you go through the video, do the same thing, perform the same task. Miss Mercy, you don't have to start scrolling before you see up. Just press that same button. Control shift. Just press the same button. Control shift and up arrow. It will take you to the top instead of you scrolling.
Oh, yeah. I'm here now. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
All right. So let me just quickly show. Let me just answer the question Mrs. We asked, and then we'll draw the curtain here today if there's no any other question. Now, what she was saying is that supposing, I believe you can see my screen now. Supposing we have more supposing we have more record. Let's say by tomorrow we have another.
You can just use only quantity and rate.
Yes. No, yes, we have another says, let's say Jude. And Jude is made. Let me autofill this. Autofill, let's say Jude is also buying this. So once we type this here and we type 70 here, can you see now, Ms. Sonye? Can you see what I just did now? I don't know if she can hear me.
Hello, I can hear you, but what I'm saying is so are you saying that subsequent fillings, it will just add up on its own?
That is what I told you before. You don't need to, it's just that the first one, once you do the first one, the second one, it will start updating by itself. But if it does not update, this is what you will do. You manually autofill this. It will show you 0, 0, 0, 0 down. So once you have filled it beyond that place, subsequently, it will automatically update because the formula is already duplicated.
Okay, better. So we need to autofill it too.
Yes.
After getting the first one, we have to autofill it with, we'll be drawing it down. Or can we also use shift, whatever, down?
Yes.
Can we use it?
No,
shift and control down.
No,
you have to drag it.
No, there's another way you can do it if you don't want to drag. Just double click here. Now, if you are double clicking here, you can see that it's not going because your numbering has not exceeded number 6. So, for example, now, if I have this here now, for example, let's say you have computed all your names. Let me just copy and paste all these names here. So, if I double click here now, it will go because there are values in the first column.
Okay.
If the values in the first column do not exceed where you are, if you double click, it will not go.
Okay.
Hope I've answered your question.
Yes.
Okay, so we are stopping here today. So our assignment is for you to compute a more voluminous data. Just prepare a sales inventory. You can add more column and then make sure that you have quantity, you have rates, you have total, and then you also perform this calculation. Then you can do more calculation in your analysis sheet. You can decide to also give us the total quantity that has been purchased so far. For example, now you can come here and say what? Total. You can come here and say total quantity. So which means that we want to also know, as they are entering the number of quantity here, we want the total to be what? To be summing up here. So I'll do the same thing. I'll say sum, and then go to the column I want to call it value, which is this. Then hold down the Control and Shift and hit the down arrow button twice, and then click here. So as they are imputing more quantity, the other sheet will be updated. So like what Mercy was trying to do the other time, I noticed she was trying to go back to row 1 by scrolling manually to take you 3 weeks before you get there. So all you need to do is just to click anywhere here, click anywhere, hold down the Control and Shift and press the up arrow button to take you up automatically. So as this sheet receive more numbers, it will automatically update in your summary sheet as well. Is that clear? Are we still here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, so this is where we draw the
I'm here.
Okay, this is where we draw the curtain. So everything we have learned so far, we couldn't get to the data wrangling. We'll do that in the next class. At least we have used this to find out that we still have some foundational issues. So I think I will need to do more of this for us to have the foundation solid. We'll continue from here in our next class, same time, 8 p.m. next week or this week, Saturday. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice week. Yes,
Thank you very much, sir. God bless you. Good night, sir.
you're welcome.
Thank you,
Madam
sir.
Onyinye, good night.
Let's say good night. It's not Madam Oyinye. Don't mind Prosper. It's Oyinye, please. I prefer to be called Oyinye. Don't mind Prosper every time, Madam. It's Oyinye for me.
Don't mind her, she's madam. Don't worry. One day you will see her.
Never mind now.
One day you will see her.
Don't
One
mind
day you will see her. You know that she's madam.
It is well.
Good night.
All right.